Anger is a powerful emotion that can consume us, clouding our judgment and leading to destructive behavior. But what if there was a way to master this inner fire and channel it into positive change? The ancient philosophy of Stoicism offers profound insights on how to deal with anger effectively. In this video, we'll explore the Stoic approach to taming the flames of anger and cultivating inner peace. The Stoics recognized that anger is often fueled by unexamined judgments and beliefs. As Marcus Aurelius said, "Everything we hear is an opinion, not a fact. Everything we see is a perspective, not the truth." To master anger, we must first catch the initial whiffs of smoke, the destabilizing assumptions and perceptions that ignite the fire. By developing self-awareness and questioning our automatic reactions, we create space to respond purposefully rather than succumbing to reflexive ire. The philosophic pupil learns to arrest anger in its early stages, preventing it from kindling into an all-consuming blaze. This requires constant vigilance and the willingness to examine our thoughts and emotions objectively. When faced with provocation, our instinct may be to fight fire with fire. However, the Stoics understood that meeting hostility with aggression only stokes the flames of conflict. As Marcus Aurelius advised, the nearer a man comes to a calm mind, the closer he is to strength. By refusing to pour gasoline on the flames through hostile reactions, we allow anger's fuel sources to deprive themselves of oxygen. The wise individual stays anchored in their core principles and composure, resisting the urge to escalate or mirror unethical behavior. This level-headed approach starves anger of the engagement and amplification it craves. It takes great discipline and self-control to remain calm in the face of provocation, but it is a skill that can be cultivated through practice. To further extinguish the flames of anger, the Stoics prescribed the cooling rains of rationality. Epictetus reminds us, "If you are distressed by anything external, the pain is not due to the thing itself, but to your own estimate of it." Through impartial self-interrogation, we can trace each inflaming impression back to its root misconception. By reframing perceived threats or injustices in the light of grand perspective, heated emotions dissipate like ephemeral clouds, dispersed by the cool rains of rational reappraisal. This process involves stepping back from our immediate reactions and examining the situation objectively. We can ask ourselves questions like, is this truly a matter of great importance? Will this still affect me in a year's time? By putting things into perspective, we often find that our anger is disproportionate to the actual situation at hand. This process of eroding anger's narratives through conscious logic creates an inner pool of stillness. From these depths, we can draw clarifying waters to douse the wildfires of resentment while clearing space for thoughtful resolution. The Stoics didn't simply advocate for bottling up anger. Instead, they encouraged channeling this intense energy into tempering one's own virtue and fueling peaceful activism for positive change. As Marcus Aurelius said, the soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts. By transmuting destructive outrage into its courageous and creative counterpart, we gain access to a purifying flame. This kiln of constructive indignation continuously refines our character into an enduring force for catalyzing reform through rational, ethical channels. Rather than burning out in momentary fits of rage, the Stoic concentrates their fire into sustained heat for the betterment of humanity. This could involve channeling our anger into advocating for justice, fighting against inequality, or working towards positive change in our communities. The key is to direct our energy towards constructive ends, rather than allowing it to consume us from within. Mastering anger is a profound art that requires consistent self-scrutiny and discipline. by catching the first whiffs of smoke, refusing to pour gasoline on the flames, applying the cooling rains of rationality, and channeling our fire into an eternal forge of virtue, we can tame the destructive power of anger and cultivate inner peace. Remember, as Stoics, our aim is not to suppress anger, but to alchemize it into a catalyst for positive change. By embracing this ancient wisdom, you can transform the flames of anger into a guiding light for personal growth and the betterment of the world around you. It takes practice and perseverance, but with dedication, anyone can learn to master their anger and live a life of greater equanimity and purpose.